Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to call the Joint Finance Audit and Budget and Records and Public Safety Committee to order for March 15th, 2023. First is Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is adoption of the agenda. I need a motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt the agenda by Romano.
Support Zinner.
Made by Romano, supported by Zinner. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Next item is approval of minutes for the Records and Public Safety Committee minutes dated February 15th, 2023. Need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Van Sickle.
Perna, second.
Made by Van Sickle, supported by Perna. Any corrections, commissioners?
Okay.
Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
The next item is public participation. This is the first opportunity for public participation for those who would like to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes on an item which is on today's agenda. There'll also be a second opportunity for public participation for those who would like to speak on any issue. Would anyone from the public like to speak on agenda items only? Going once, twice. We'll close public participation. Next item is presentations, Finance Department 2022 fourth quarter report. I need a motion to receive and file.
Support, Van Sickle.
Made by Wallace, supported by Van Sickle. Afternoon, Steve, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Good to see you again. As usual, I'll keep my comments brief about the quarterly report. This is for the fourth quarter of 2022. These numbers, of course, do not represent final year-end closed numbers yet. We'll have those probably more toward the middle of April as we get ready for the annual audit. But I am happy to report that I do expect the general fund to report surplus for 2022. We've had some positive revenue growth and we had a number of vacant positions and some other savings in the operating accounts of the general fund. So do expect a surplus for 2022, which will be good news. So as usual, those are my brief comments. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them if I can here, and if not, follow through.
Thank you, Steve. Seeing no speakers here. Quick question, Steve. What do you anticipate the surplus to be for last year?
I would say 10 to 12 million.
Okay.
I'm always hesitant to kind of give that number out because I don't know what, any kind of surprises we might have, but I'm suspecting 10 to 12.
Okay. Great news.
Good news.
Seeing no speakers, please vote. Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Boy, did he get off easy.
Yeah, really easy. Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next item are 3 purchase requests here from facilities and operations, it looks like. I'll take a motion for 7A through C.
So move, Paul.
Support.
Made by Haas, supported by Romano. And we have from
Nicole Stanuch.
Nicole. You have the floor.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'd like to request approval to purchase one 2023 F-150 pickup four-wheel drive from Gorno Ford in the amount of $40,765 for the Facilities and Operation Department. This is replacing a vehicle that they had that was sent to the dealership and it's just not worth replacing. So this is slated to be replaced this year. It's just being replaced a little earlier than normal.
You can go through all 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we took it in one motion.
Sure. The next one is going to be a 2023 GMC Savana 2500 cargo van, Also, this is for facilities and operations. This van right here, like the rockers are, everything's resting on it, and again, it's just not worth replacing. So this will replace one of those rusted out vans that they have in their fleet that's pushing 25 plus years old. This one's in the amount of $33,184. Both of those vehicles are coming from the capital outlay vehicle budget. And then the last one is from Berger Chevrolet. It is a 2023 Chevy Tahoe for the police, with the police package. This one that it's replacing was totaled in a crash last month. So this is coming out of our liability insurance fund.
Great. Thank you, Nicole. Commissioner Hall?
Thank you, Chair. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
First of all, in observation, those are very good prices you've gotten on those vehicles.
So I actually got pretty lucky. All three I found in the lot because I
say
typically
that.
have to order them really early.
It was hard work.
It was. I really have to be nice to all those people. But the pickup truck they had and somebody canceled, so I was able to get that from Gorno. They actually had one extra that wasn't claimed on the van. It was just a stock order. And then the Tahoe, those are stock Tahoes. And Berger had one that was canceled from another municipality. So I really just, these kind of fell into my lap, which is why they were so easily attainable. But again, I just have to kind of jump on them because they're gonna be gone if I don't.
Did they give you an estimated delivery time?
All three of these are in stock. So as soon as I get
That's
approval and
great.
as soon as I send them a PO, they can deliver them.
Thank you and good job.
Thanks.
That's all I have, Chair.
Commissioner Romano?
Thank you, Chair. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
Nicole, the one was destroyed in an accident. I take it that's probably sold for junk.
I'm still gonna auction that, yeah. The front end is pretty damaged, the whole frame's bent. They say that a lot of the electrical's compromised in it, and the ABS system. So it's still gonna go to auction. It probably won't yield too much, but we'll still probably get a little bit of money for it.
So that'll go to auction with the other two.
Yeah, it'll go to the auction with the other two. The police Tahoe will probably be more so for parts because the back end is fine.
That's all I have. Thank you, Chair. Thanks, Nicole.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Seeing no other speakers, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is correspondence for finance, audit, and budget. We have open bids as of March 15th, 2023. Just need a motion to receive and file.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Kraft, supported by Lucido. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. All right, I'll turn over to Chair Romano for the Public Records and Public Safety.
Thank you,
Chair,
Commissioner.
I'd like to congratulate you on the shortest finance meeting we've ever had.
Do I have to beat that record now or what?
Yes, you do.
Item A under. Oh. This will now start the Records and Public Safety Department. Budget amendment, Circuit Court Fiscal Grant Fund and Child Care Fund, decrease in funding, $127,081. Christina is going to be speaking, who is a Court Service Director.
Good
Christina.
afternoon. I'm Christina Woolfield. I'm the Court Services Director for Circuit Court, specifically for the specialty court programs. However, I have Susan here with me today, and she is the Director of the entire Finance Department.
Do you guys need to vote to hear about this, or you want me to go ahead?
Support Center.
Oh, now she wants.
Supported by, motion by Zinner, supported by Nart. I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt
That's
you.
okay.
Would you pull that microphone towards you, please? There you
Yes,
go. Thank you.
certainly. We're here today to request a budget amendment for multiple grants received by the courts for fiscal year 2023. So each year we estimate what we might receive, and then during the budget process, and then when they come in, we come back to you for what the actual grant amounts are. Today, we're amending 4 of our specialty court grants as well as 2 grants in our juvenile court. We also had 1 large request for a family treatment court. We did not receive that funding, so you see we're eliminating that from the budget. The other large change was an increase to our Raise the Age grant for our juvenile court. If you have any specific program questions, we have staff here from juvenile court and Christina to assist.
Well, I see no speakers. Please vote. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. Next is the contract with Tyler Technologies, Register of Deeds, Track Index, Tyler Integration Development, $34,900. We have the pleasure of, he's not being here, Mr. Forlani is not, so we have the pleasure of this young lady, but I need a motion to recommend to full board.
So, support Hall.
Second.
So I have a motion by Nard to move this to full board and a support by Commissioner Hall. And you are?
Hello, I'm Jennifer Walker, the Deputy Register of Deeds, here on behalf of Anthony G. Forlani,
Go ahead,
Court
Ms.
County
Walker.
Clerk. This is for a contract approval with Tyler Technologies. It does not affect the general fund. I will be coming out of the Register of Deeds Technology Automation Fund. This is part of the track indexing project that was approved by the board last November with Property Insight. So Property Insight is our vendor building the property spine, and Tyler Technologies is our current vendor with our current software. So this is for building that integration. Since there are 3 separate teams from Tyler that are going to be building the code and the application to integrate with this, they are breaking it down into 3 phases. This is the first part we have, and what I think is the most important part that will be integrating with our search to ping that property spine that was approved in November, and will also be take the longest time for them to build. So we do expect to come back to you next month. Hopefully just one time, because I already have the estimate for the index integration part. We're just waiting on the cost for the historical upload part of it.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Commissioner Kraft.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Quick question about the vendor disclosure form. It's blank minus the vendor number. I'm guessing that's because we've worked with them on this same project, or no?
Maybe we should return it without.
Hi, Brian.
I brought my backup.
Is the vendor number missing?
No, the vending number is the only thing on the form.
Oh, you didn't get forwarded the completed one.
Oh, okay.
Is that maybe that's the issue?
Could be.
They have one because we had a contract with them last year, year before.
Okay.
So maybe you got sent something that was missing some information.
The file name says it's Rev 3 extended,
Yeah,
so
I'm sure they've filled one out
Okay.
because we have a 5-year contract with them. So
I figured.
we'll get you the actual one.
Thanks, Brian.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. If you could forward that to us, we'd appreciate it. I show no other speakers. Please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. Item C is a purchase, Lunghamer Ford 10 2023 Ford Police Interceptors Utility 4-wheel drive SUVs with graphics and uplifting, $527,700. We have Commander Jason Abro here, and I need a motion to recommend to full board.
So move Hall.
Support Nard.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hall, supported by Commissioner Nard. Commander, you're up.
All right, well, good afternoon, Board Chair and Commissioners. Thanks for having me. Looking for a motion to approve the purchase of 10 2023 Ford Police Interceptors from Lunghamer Ford with graphics and uplifting in the amount of $527,700. Monies for the listed purchases that you see here today that we're requesting are coming from our contracted communities. So this is money that's already built in to the contracts that we patrol our cities, towns, and villages.
Commissioner Van Sickle for question.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Graphics and upfitting, is that to make it into a police worthy vehicle?
No, so basically what the graphics are is when you see the sheriff logos, on the car. The car is already a police certified vehicle that's been tested by the Michigan State Police. So then we purchase what's allocated, what's allowed for us to purchase, and this being a police vehicle that has been tested and accepted by the Michigan State Police. But the graphics that you see, that is the sheriff car or Macomb County Sheriff on it, and the upfitting is the equipment that you see, the lighting equipment, the radio, computers, and all that good stuff.
Okay, thank you. With a technical background, I was thinking graphics display is in it or something, so.
Correct.
Thank you for answering that. Thank you, Chair.
You're welcome. I see no other speakers. We have a motion and support to recommend it to full board. Please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. Item D is also a purchase from Wenzel Chevrolet, 9 2023 Chevy Tahoe SUVs with graphics and uplifting, $511,130. We have Commander Abro again, and if I may have a motion to recommend this to full board?
So moved.
Support Zinner.
I have a motion by Commissioner Van Sickle, supported by Commissioner Zinner. Commander, you're up again.
Again, we're looking for a motion to approve the purchase of 9 2023 Chevy Police Tahoes from Wenzel Chevy with graphics and upfitting in the amount of $511,130. Monies for the list of purchases are, again, paid by our contracted communities, cities, towns, and villages.
Again, I see no, oops, I do see a speaker. Commissioner Hall.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, sir.
Commander, I'm adding these up. This looks like about 22 vehicles.
Yes.
Do you think this will be the year's allotment of vehicles, or are we going to see you coming back?
As you can see, I have attached the replacements. As you can see, Washington Township is receiving 3, Macomb Township is receiving 2, Harrison is receiving 4, Mount Clemens is receiving 1, and that is just for the Chevy Tahoes. But then the other ones are the Fords. As you can see in that attached document, you'll see that those are also going to the different communities. We're allocated, I believe, 1.2 or 1.3 million dollars are coming from contracted communities for vehicles. So I don't know where this is going to go. There are certain vehicles in certain towns, especially our county cars, that are putting 100,000 miles on these cars, sometimes in a year. So when it gets to 100,000, it becomes a safety issue. So we'd like to replace those cars and send them over to auction. So I can't really tell you, hopefully this is it. But then again, as you heard the fleet manager, we didn't anticipate a vehicle that was recently totaled. So these are things that we deal with in policing. And depending on what happens with motors, engines, I can't really predict that this is going to be the only purchase.
Thank you. That's all I have, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. I see no other speakers. We have a motion to recommend this to full board. Please vote. Thanks, Commander.
Thank you. Also, don't forget March 24th, if any of you are interested. We're offering the tour at our facility. So hopefully some of you show up and we can kind of show you around a little bit.
Maybe we can leave a couple of commissioners there.
Yeah, sure.
That's good. Thanks, Commander.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. Sorry.
We'll leave the 2 to our imagination, I suppose.
Here we
right?
go. Public participation. This is where the public has 3 minutes. The opportunity for public participation is for those who wish to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes on any issue. Do we have anyone in the audience who would like to speak at public participation? If you'd come forward and please, you don't have to state your name, prosecutor. We all know who you are. So go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Chair Romano, members of the board. I had handed out something that I'll just read from. It's a lot easier. Thank you, commissioners, for your support that you've given to the prosecutor's office over the last 2 years that I've been here. In my email to you on Friday, I asked for 2 things. I asked for a resolution to approve the professional service contract to help our county prosecutor's office gain more grants. And I want to thank the board members for their indulgence in making sure that was part of the budget. Unfortunately, the contract itself is sitting in Civic Clerk, not being released, and as such, the modifications have been made. There's no real reason. Also, a resolution to affirm the Commission's prior budget authorization for the 8 part-time positions to be funded if there is unspent money in the existing prosecutor's office for the 23 salary account. there is money. It's been shown to our astute finance department, and the money now was told by me in a letter, which I shared with this board from the executive's office, that you, the board, didn't fund. It's interesting. But the commission approved these things in 2023. I gave a packet that looks like this. I'm holding it up to this board. It's sitting in Civic Clerk. The county executive has effectively vetoed these things without even giving it a chance to come back to you, the board. All of the challenges we face today, no one ever said our county gets too much grant money. And we have already looked into, Mr. Fisher would have been here today, but he was filling out his Medicare papers. We submitted the contract through the proper process, including the revisions suggested by the deputy executive and Andy McKinnon, but it's still not been approved. In 2012, the Court of Appeals said the court or the county charter unambiguously grants the commission the discretion to authorize and approve contracts. That's what the Court of Appeals said. That's what I'd like from my board of commissioners. In addition, the county commission approved the prosecutor's office to have part-time employees in November and reaffirmed its decision in January. And you all that were present at the time saw this happen. In fact, to the point, Commissioner Kleinfeld did a wonderful job of asking Mr. McKinnon before this board exactly what the issue was in last year's, which was the jobs were not created. Now they were. We passed it. We put the money in there and did everything we were supposed to. But again, we're effectively, unequivocally impounding and or unlawfully holding the money back. You have copies of the proposed resolutions. They were attached. Please again affirm the commission's intent that the county prosecutor may use these funds as appropriated by the commission without the interference or retaliation. I know that this is something that is a pressing matter because there's a statute of limitations on this. I'm going to discuss it with each one of you if you have a question, and I stand ready to answer any questions. Thank you.
Welcome, Prosecutor Lucido. When we have this public participation, it is the rule of the commission here that we don't respond to that, to the public participation, just so that you don't think we're ignoring you. We just don't respond to it. So thank you for your presentation. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it also. I would have been on your agenda had it gone out of Civic Clerk. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the audience who would like to be in public participation? You have 3 minutes on any subject if you wish. Don't be bashful. Seeing none, I'm going to close that part of public participation, and I'm going to go to commissioners' comments. I always get screwed up with this. Anybody want to speak on the commissioners' comments, please? Commissioner Hall.
Thank you, Chair. Just want to remind all of my colleagues about Student Government Day tomorrow, starting at 11:30. Is that correct? Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Okay.
Be here early.
Be here early.
Be here or be square. Anybody else want to speak? Item 12 is an adjournment.
Board Center.
Look at Barb.
Adjournment made by Commissioner Hall, supported by Commissioner Zinner. Thank you. See you all tomorrow.